Hi, Ellen here again. In this video, we'll step through the process of adding grading to questions in your lessons. It's very quick and easy, so let's jump in. I'm going to start by creating a new course, but you can just as easily apply grading to your existing lessons. Okay, in the administration pages, I'll create a new course. And I'll add a new lesson within this course. We've added grading options to all of the question panels in CurriCloud. Many of them, like the multi-choice questions, can be marked automatically by the system. Others, like the text question panel, require you or your teaching staff to manually grade your students' answers, so they require a subtly different setup. We'll go over both of them. First, let's take a look at a multiple choice question. I'll add the panel and type in the question and answers as I usually would. Here's where we add in the grading. From this drop-down menu, I can select the type of grading I want for this panel. Instant feedback lets your students receive an answer and explanation immediately after completing the question. It is formative assessment, so whether they answer correctly or not does not influence their final grade for the lesson. Grading, on the other hand, makes the question contribute towards the student's final grade for the lesson. For this question, I'll select both instant and grading, as I want my students to receive immediate feedback, but I also want to have their answers graded. Now I'll click Edit Answer to tell CurriCloud which of these answers is correct and enter feedback for each of the choice options. Since this is a graded question, I also need to enter the number of marks or points to be awarded for a correct answer. I can enter values up to 100 points, including decimals. For this question, I'll just leave it at 1 point, which is the default score. The lightning bolt indicates that the question will be graded automatically by CurriCloud. Okay, I'm finished here, so I can click OK, and then Done to exit the panel. Let's preview this now to view it as a student would see it. So because we've made the question graded, the student can see how much this question is worth up here. Also, because we've enabled instant feedback, the Check Answer button is displayed. I'll select an answer and check it, and CurriCloud tells me if I'm correct and gives me the additional feedback that we entered before. We'll click OK and then Exit Preview to return to our authoring. Now for written answers. I'll add a text question panel, double-click to edit it, and fill out the question. Again, I'll select Instant and Graded as my assessment choice, and click Set Answer. Here I can write a model answer for the students, which they will see when they check their answer. I'll also uncheck multiple attempts, as I want them to commit or lock in their answer before being able to check out the model answer. You'll notice that this icon now displays instead of the lightning bolt. This means that this question requires manual grading. In this panel, I can enter grading guidelines for my colleagues who will be grading this question. And I can set the points for this panel too, so I'll make it worth 4 points. When I've finished setting my answer, I can click OK and then Done to exit the panel. And that's it. All of the other question panel types in CurriCloud behave much in the same way as these two examples. Now we should probably talk about completion pages. You can think of these as being the digital equivalent of a student turning in or handing in their assignment. To see how this works, I'll add a completion page from the Pages menu. A completion page is added to the end of the lesson. In this example, we don't need to see a summary of all of the questions the student has answered, so we'll uncheck Show Report. And now, what the student will see is a simple dialogue asking them to complete their lesson by committing all of their answers. In doing this, the lesson becomes read-only. Automatic grading begins, and the written answers become available to graders to look through. You don't have to add a completion page to your lessons, but in order to assess your students, you will have to force a Commit All work from the admin pages, which will lock the lesson for all of your students. Of course, this may be fine if you've set a deadline with them. We'll have a look at commits for multiple students in more detail in another video. When you've finished your lesson, simply click Home to return to the administration pages. And when you're ready to let your students begin the lesson, click Publish and confirm.